Hello, welcome to another episode of Undercurrent. I'm Deanna Cooney, your host. The closing of a popular bus route through Mount Hawthorn has left elderly and disabled residents without access to public transport. Michael So spoke with one of the residents' sons.
Operation Anzac Revamp's community project saw two prominent bus stops in Mount Hawthorn transformed to resemble Gallipoli and the Vietnam War. However, these bus stops are along the new route of bus route number 15. The old route, which served the community for over 80 years, was very convenient for disabled and elderly pensioners who will now have to travel up to 1 kilometre to catch the nearest bus.
So Sandbag is the Seniors and Disabled Bus Action Group, and it was formed primarily because of the change to the bus route 15 in Mount Hawthorn and Glendalough. We've been working at trying to get some traction on this issue, that is getting the 15 back to some reasonable configuration for the last 3 years, and it's been a real uphill battle, battling bureaucracy if you like, and you know, as we're standing here at the Gallipoli bus stop, you know, we sort of there's a sense of irony about you know, how our ancestors fought for rights and freedoms, only now to have them taken away to some degree by bureaucratic people, and because they just decide that something, you know, for whatever reason, doesn't suit them, or I don't know. It's hard to work out because PTA and Transperth are actually quite unapproachable when it comes to trying to find out information. As you see, what they've done is they've taken out that bit of the route in the middle there, in the middle of the area, and so there's a gap in the coverage. If you take the 400 metre coverage, stop coverage, there's a gap, which means those people living in the middle of that gap have around 700 metres to travel to get to public transport. And some of it is quite hilly territory, so for a mobility disabled person to have to travel up that hill is just asking like someone to basically climb up Mount Everest. This is the area here, which is right next to the train line, which is on Cayley Street. That's Leader Street there, where the bus used to go and terminate. Now there's a lot of mobility disabled people and elderly people in this area. Mobility disabled people and seniors who require it day to day, they do require it to be accessible, to be close to them. I think it's very disrespectful of the PTA to do this.
How far did you have to walk to catch the bus when you're still along your route? And how far do you have to walk now that it's on the new route?
Now I can't walk to Scarborough Beach Road because I got spine problem. My low back is very bad. Doctors can't do anything for me. I had MRI and everything, and I am just suffering for the right leg whole till the groin, and the foot is numb, right foot to the ankle, and I can't walk too much and can't go anywhere. Too far, too painful for me.
So, how does the rerouting of bus 15 affect people like you?
Very bad. No communications whatsoever to go somewhere, and you just have to call taxi, and that's all. And it's costly too. Even it's less pay, but you have to go places and you have to pay quite a lot of money for pension. It's too much.
Thank you for watching. This is Michael So reporting for Undercurrent.
Foxtel documentary series True Life Stories was created by Annie Gicheru in an attempt to break the bad news cycle we see on our TVs daily. Completely self-funded, the series hopes to inspire and motivate with messages of hope. Alex Scott reports.
I'm here with Annie Gicheru from Foxtel's True Life Stories, and we're going to be talking about how she's trying to break the negative news cycle and bring back positivity into news.
True Life Stories is a television documentary series that is purely on stories about hope. uplifting stories, positive stories. Season 1 has 9 episodes where we film, we share stories of 9 women who have overcome great challenges, and they're using their stories to give back to the community in a big way and make a difference in other people's lives.
What inspired you to start True Life Stories?
True Life Stories, I started really out of a need for more positive and inspiring material. As a new mom about 5 years ago, I'd come home from playgroup, turn on the TV, and a lot of the times it was negative news. You know, something had happened in one of the suburbs, somebody had been attacked, or it was just negative most of the time. And so my husband would come home and I'd be like, babe, did you hear what happened in Vic Park or in East Perth? And he'd be like, no, I was in the office. I did not hear anything, or I haven't been tuning into the news. And he'd say, you know, you need to find something a little bit more uplifting and inspiring. And so that's where my quest began, looking for inspirational material.
What sort of stories can we find on the show?
There are a range of stories on you know, the program. There is a lot of them address mental health issues. So we've got issues to do with suicide is addressed, issues to do with losing loved ones, issues of race, discrimination, human rights. There's a whole array of different things that are addressed in the program, and something where majority of people will see themselves in those stories.
So where does the show go from here?
I've got big plans for you know, subsequent seasons, but for season 2 we're looking at influencers. So we want to sit down with positive role models, people who are really you know, a great example to a lot of people here in Perth in particular. And we want to shine a light in what they're doing and be able to talk about their journey. And we also want to bring a balance in terms of the demographics with the people that we tell stories of, so it wouldn't be just women. Season 1 happened to be women because I think it was, you speak with somebody and they're like, oh, you need to speak to so-and-so, they have an amazing story. But we're trying to bring a bit of a balance in season 2. We want to be able to share stories from men and women as well, and also some young, you know, youth who are making a difference as well.
On your website you mentioned the power of hope. Do you think that that's something that's lacking in society right now?
Yes, definitely. We are living in times of fake news. We are living in the era of negative news, and there isn't enough positive news. I speak to a lot of people who tell me, Annie, I don't watch the news anymore because there's nothing positive in it. And so we are living in a time where, you know, fear has been used as a strong driver to kind of tear us apart. But I think there needs to be more positive stories. There definitely needs to be more positive stories, and there isn't enough out there. And I'd encourage people who, you know, feel that there isn't enough positive stories to go out there and be part of this solution. Let's put stories together that are inspiring, motivating, and, you know, the kind of material that we can sit down with our families, with our children, and watch and be inspired to be better human beings.
Finally, where can we find out about True Life Stories?
You can find out about True Life Stories by going to our website, truelifestories.com.au, and you will find all the episodes that we've done there. You'll find all our social media links so that you can follow us on social media. You can head over to our YouTube channel, which is True Life Stories TV, and you'll find all our videos there as well.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me, Alex.
In the wake of a proposed ban on Airbnbs here in Perth, Bas Tadros spoke with Airbnb member Svetlana about how the proposed ban might affect other hosts and tourists here in WA.
The Australian Hotels Association is proposing a ban to the government on Airbnb homes within Perth. This is pretty ridiculous as far as Airbnb hosts are concerned, because obviously the Australian Hotels Association, the AHA, is looking out for themselves and not so much for the wider community. Svetlana, you're a member of Airbnb and you're a host.
Yes, I'm a host. I have my own house and I'm providing the service of the whole house for guests, for tourists.
What's your experience so far?
It's been very successful, thank God, and people are really enjoying staying in our house because it's pretty convenient. It's 5 minutes to the city. People can stay with their whole family, up to 10, 12 people with kids, and we have lots of facilities around, so it's been very good.
What do you think makes people choose your house through Airbnb rather than a hotel stay?
Well, I guess just because it's so convenient that the whole family can stay together, and you can use the kitchen, all 3 bedroom bathrooms, and me and my husband, we try to meet all our guests and to show them all the good attraction in our city and to tell them what's the best way to go, where the best place to visit, and what transport they can use. So we provide as much information to our guests as possible.
Do you think Airbnb provides good value for holidays that come to visit Perth?
Well, definitely, because I maintain this house myself and I always try to make it clean as much as I can, and so people so far didn't have any complaints, so they're happy with.
Is it a stable income for you? Like, what would happen if there was a ban on Airbnb? Would you lose an income that you rely on?
I would definitely lose lots of income because at the moment, as a person who always want to be busy and have my own family and my own kid, it is a great opportunity for me as a Airbnb host to have this kind of income that constantly provide me some money.
So as young mothers perhaps that have left the workplace, they might be doing Airbnb, sharing a room or sharing their house, and that provides them an income that could impact them if there was a ban, would you say?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
Do you feel like it's providing holidays a home away from home, having a whole house through Airbnb?
Yeah, exactly, because that's what we can hear from people. They really feel like they come home and they feel so comfortable to cook whatever they want to cook, to travel and to come back home whatever time they want to. And we as a host, we always try to get in touch with our hosts and with our people who are staying in our house to recommend some nice places for them to visit, to go to some nice area with
Local attractions?
local attractions, exactly.
And do you use Airbnb yourself when you're traveling with your family?
Oh, definitely. That's what I will always use because it's so convenient. You have the whole house for themselves, especially I have a little one who is 3 years old, and it's always very convenient to have my own space and to have a room for him. So it's much more convenient rather than using hotel.
So finally, would you think that a proposed ban like this, if the government was to go ahead with it, would it impact the WA economy badly or positively?
I really think it will impact badly for our WA economy if we have banned like that. So I think it's just a great opportunity for tourists to explore the country and to stay in the houses like that.
Makes it more affordable.
Absolutely. For the whole family, it's a great saving on the family budget.
Thank you so much for your time, Svetlana.
My absolute pleasure.
I'm Bas Tadros for Undercurrent.
Grab yourself a cuppa and then come right back. We're having a short break and then we'll be back with more Perth stories here on Undercurrent.